Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mystic Tides Tarot, and I have a special reading for you. I've been feeling a lot of wise, old crone energy lately, and I feel like this is the perfect time to get a message from the crows that carry that energy for me in my experience. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what the wisdom of the crows has for us today, during this week, during this time. The Lovers, the King of Cups. This is a signifier for my tarot channel, by the way, if you didn't know. Not that you cared. Eight of Swords. Let's move the crystal out of the way. And the Seven of Cups. Okay, so we are in the middle of a transition here, and we're being presented with choices. One of the choices requires us to step into our own power, to step into our sovereignty, and the other one is going to limit us and keep us under the illusion of false imprisonment, okay? The Seven of Cups, like I said, this is about choices. The Lovers is a choice card, but so is the Seven of Cups. Specifically, the Seven of Cups is speaking on this emotional turmoil that you may be going through because there's too many choices in front of you, and more than one seem appealing, but also more than one have maybe perhaps dramatic cons. And you're really unsure, okay, like, do I step into column A? Do I step into column B here? Or is it A, B, C, D, E, etc., etc.? So we're in this transition period. Let's see, what is this transition going to be helping us with? Three of Cups, celebration, the World card, completing cycles, and the Six of Pentacles, balance, but also giving and receiving, the relationship that we have with giving and receiving. So we're being asked to look at this as a means to celebrate and to complete a cycle. If any of the choices that are in front of you have been a choice that require you to reassess an entire journey, then those are the things that you want to walk towards, because right now it's about getting rid of having so many options. It's about condensing. It's about closing out things, tabs, to-do lists that have been pending for a while. And even if they don't look that fun, these are things that got to get done. That rhymed. And that's part of what's happening right now. So you're in this transition period because you haven't fully finished closing out what needs to be closed out. And it's all a matter of choice. It's up to you to decide, okay, it's time to close these things out because they've run their course. But the longer you stay deciding, okay, what about this? What about this? What about that? The longer you're going to remain in this transition period. It's kind of like a limbo. And the Three of Cups here is telling us the positive side of closing out these certain things is that you get to celebrate them. And I think so many of us forget to celebrate when we finish something because we think that the finishing it is its own celebration, and it's not. We are the ones that are going to be responsible for creating this celebration, this ritual, ending the ritual, to having this beautiful transition become a completion. Because there's so many transitions we go through our life, right? There's these really big ones and there's these micro ones. And each one of those is a point, an opportunity to celebrate. When was the last time you celebrated completing something, even if it was small? Actually, especially if it was small. Because when things are smaller than we perceive their importance to be in our mind, we're going to probably forgo that celebration. And that is the opposite of what is being advised right now by the crows. What else do they have to say? The Knight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're being asked to leave the way that you've done something in the past as well. So maybe even this entire thought of celebration, this entire mental hurdle of how am I going to celebrate this? Or do I even want to bother with this? And the thing is, yes, you do. You're being asked to romanticize your process, instead of seeing it as something that just needs to get done and over with, instead of rushing through it so that it could be one more thing you can say that you did, so that you can add it to the list of reasons why you're good enough for X, Y, and Z, or why you're deserving of A, B, C. We need to stop thinking that we need to justify things that we want. Like, okay, I'm deserving of having this because look at my resume. Or I'm worthy of this because look at these accomplishments. Some of the best accomplishments you can't even communicate to other people. Like, it's beyond words. The most worthy accomplishments in your life surpass words. Like, I think this is something that makes it difficult for us because we're such a show and tell type of society. We want to tell people, I did this, and then have that this be shown. And that's the complete opposite of what's being asked of us right now. We're being asked to close things out that some people may not even be able to witness, even if they wanted to. We're being asked to celebrate those closeouts. And it's kind of ridiculous that sometimes we think we need to justify celebrating things. And that's why it's hard for us to celebrate them, because we can't justify them to others, let alone to ourselves, because a lot of the times we're relying on others to tell us that something was worth celebrating. And right now we're in a period where we're being asked to make that choice for ourselves, to empower ourselves. I said in the beginning, we're stepping into a period of sovereignty. That's the Emperor right here. We're stepping into a period of sovereignty. How beautiful is that? This period of sovereignty is about reclaiming what you may have lost or what may be dormant right now, which is your power. And this is going to start a whole new cycle for you. The Six of Pentacles, this is something else that you may want to perhaps think about or revisit. The Six of Pentacles is asking us to look at the relationship that we have with giving and receiving, not just with outside and inside, like all of it. Especially, I want to say, with yourself. What are you giving to yourself? What are you allowing yourself to receive from yourself? Are you giving yourself your props? Are you allowing yourself to celebrate? Are you receiving those props? Are you allowing yourself to receive those celebratory compliments that you're gifting to yourself? And I'm feeling called to talk about mirror work right now for some reason. And maybe it's because that's where it starts. It starts with you locking eyes with your beautiful self and giving yourself those compliments, and then full-heartedly opening up that heart. Visualize you're opening up that heart and letting those beautiful compliments be received, going into the heart, making it full and green, or with whatever color you want to visualize this with. I know we're over here reading with cards that have no color, but the color green and the heart just makes sense to me. And when I was seeing this in my mind's eye, that's kind of how like I was wording it. So that's where that came from. Okay, is there something else we want to know about this transition period? Oh, Seven of Pentacles. This card has been coming up so much today. But Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, going in order. So this is kind of like you don't want to say, oh, I just finished this beautiful thing. I'm going to celebrate it, I promise. But later, because I still got to do this other thing. Don't do that. Go in order. The thing that gets completed is the thing that gets celebrated. It doesn't get tossed to the side, because then you're going to find yourself doing the same thing again. You don't want to fall for your own excuses, okay? Four of Cups. Yeah, because you could find yourself in a place where things are starting to lose their significance. And that's a bad place for you to be, because you need your life to be significant for you to be happy. You need to understand the heft, the weight, the beauty of all that is your life in order for you to be truly sovereign. That's part of your life lesson this time around, is to understand what sovereignty means to you, and that has to do with being celebrated. Also, this is the Emperor. This is not someone who's working in shadow, who's in secrets. This is someone who everybody knows. This is someone who everybody knows and understands and respects. There's also the idea of loyalty kind of like coming up right now. The Nine of Wands. This is also the card of, I'm sick and tired. I've been working hard, and even my spirit feels heavy having to consume all this information you're throwing at me. And now you're telling me I have to take on this other task, or I have to work on this one thing that I really don't want to work on. The Nine of Wands is telling you, yeah, I know it sucks, but we got to keep going. We got to take that deep breath, that sigh, that like anger, maybe even that yell, that warrior cry, and then keep going because you're nearly at the end. And it's not as bad as it seems. Well, for most of us, right? We tend to think that things are going to be a lot more horrible. It depends what kind of person you are. If you're the type of person that might be delaying doing certain things because it feels like they're going to hurt, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it's going to hurt way less than you thought that it would. And you already put yourself through the mental pain of that. So like, let's just go on and do it then. Let's just get it done. We already suffered for it. So let's get our just desserts, right? In the most positive way possible. Okay, and I'm getting ready to close out this reading. This is going to be your advice on how to work with this transition in the smoothest way possible. I feel like we already gave you a lot, but let's see if we can get a little bit more here. Your advice, the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, and what's on the other sword? The 10 of Swords, another ending card. So I feel like the choice here that the 2 of Swords is talking about is 4 of Pentacles and then the 10 of Swords. So it's kind of like no matter what, you're going to go through it, right? But you get to decide what route. And yes, endings are scary. You might feel a little bit insecure, but feeling a little bit insecure because you're walking into unknown territory is better than having to feel the pain of you betraying what you knew your intuition was really telling you, the message that the crows has for you. Don't betray the knowledge of the message because you'd be betraying yourself, basically. And stepping into the unknown, which is your other choice, even though it feels like you're unsure and it's a little bit unstable, you actually have the resources to get through this in one piece and come out the other side. Okay, and that's the reading that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it, and I'll see you in your next reading. Goodbye.